How's it going, guys? Junior here with the name Mustang, bringing you back another video. In today's video, we are working back on my fiance's 2012 Mustang, and today we are putting in one of the cheapest, best reviewed touchscreen wireless CarPlay Android Auto radios I could find. So this video we're going to go over the install. The instructions so far look pretty, descriptive. They have pictures and everything. So we're going to go over the install and the review and see if it works. If it's worth, I think it was like $140 or something like that. And I'll put the link below if it works. If it doesn't, then I'll still upload this video and tell you guys, hey, don't buy it. But hopefully, fingers crossed, this works and we can get cheap Android Auto, CarPlay, all that good stuff. Since this car is a base and doesn't have Bluetooth since it's a 2012. So I'm going to go ahead and go read the instructions first, make sure I have all the tools. I think all we need is a 10 mil and a 7 millimeter. And other than that, it's pretty straightforward, usually, from what I remember. But let me get situated and then we'll go from there. All right, so we're inside the car now. And first things first, we do have to lift this piece of the center console. And I'm pretty sure all these are clips. These are already almost coming off right here. So you got to just pull on all these, pop them out. And then you can open this little part right here. And then you should be able to just pull on all this. And then it'll pop up. Of course, do it gently. Make sure you don't break anything. Like I said, once you get this out, you should be able to take it out the shifter. I have messed with this radio before because I was going to attempt to do a radio before. But the radio that I ordered that time had no reviews on Amazon. And it literally would not fit in here. So I didn't even do a video on that because I'm like, there's no point. So I kind of have an idea of how to take it apart already because I did take it off. So like I said, just make sure, open this. We're going to take off this bezel. If you have a manual, same kind of scenario, you might have to take off your shifter ball to pull out the boot. You might be able to get away with it here in the way, but, you have two bolts here. So I don't know how much you want to be struggling with that. And if you drop a bolt down there, you might lose it, you might not. I don't know. So let me go ahead and take this all off, and then I'll show you guys what we're going to end up with to start taking this off. All right, so like I said, you got to take this off first. As you can see, it's just got 4 clips. Just got to get your hand around it. The radio even provides you with plastic clips if you can't get your hand in there. You just pull it out, and then you got to take this piece off. But before you unplug your battery, because I would recommend you unplug your battery, open your key, put the car like in neutral or 1, whatever, without starting it. That way you can slide the bezel out and then put everything back in park and you should be okay. I mean, yes, the shifter might get in your way, in which sense you can do the neutral release. So you can remove that without starting the car or open the key. I mean, you can probably still open the key and move it. But anyways, take off this piece of the bezel and you do have to unplug your buttons there for the trunk release, hazards and stuff, which is this. And that takes that out of the way. I'm going to clean thing in here because it's kind of dirty. Real dirty. Anyways, so now we have access to these 2 bolts, which, let's see. Those are a 7. So we'll take off those 2 7 millimeter bolts. And then the face should come out at that point. We do have to unplug the AC controls, so don't pull it right away. Because you're going to have to unplug that, and then the face comes out. And then I'll show you guys what's behind it, which is going to be the screen here. And then like a box where the CD player goes and stuff like that. So I'll show you guys here once I take that off. Like, again, got to remove the 2 7 millimeter bolts on the bottom. And it's all kind of clipped on, so you can pull it back out. All right, so we got the 2 7 millimeter bolts off, and then you can see you just got to kind of get your hand in there, and pull on it, and the clips come out. I don't know if yours will come out this easy, but like I said, that's the one wire you're gonna have. If you have like heated seats or I don't know what other stuff, you might have to unplug those at this time too. This one only has the 1, so we gotta unplug that, and then we got to take off this screen, which same thing. We're going to have bolts, which actually is missing one there. And then take off the bottom ones. We'll take off this box. The wiring from this box, and I think this one is what's going to go to the new one, which after I take this screen off, I'm gonna go over there and plug everything into the new radio, like the wiring harnesses, and those harnesses should just be plug and play to the harnesses from the car. So let me take off this. I'll pick you guys back up there, get the radio set up, then we'll come in here and everything should be plug and play, and we should be able to test it out, see if it works, and hopefully that one actually fits in here. So fingers crossed. All right, so I got this unboxed. This already came pretty much pre-connected to an extent. Although I was reading the instructions here, and it looks like you have the optional GPS stuff and backup camera and stuff. I'm not going to do the backup camera of this install, just because I want to make sure it works, and two, I want to actually run it nice all the way to the back, so it'll take more time, and I got to plan that. We have the antenna adapter, and it looks like this is the GPS stuff. So I will hook this up, because this also has the USB socket, if you want to plug in your phone, because it should do wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, but if you want to plug it in to charge your phone and do Android Auto or CarPlay, you can do that. So I'm going to plug all this. I'm going to read the instructions further. Pretty sure, yeah, so you plug in these white ends, probably in these empty slots, which actually, yep, if you see that white one goes in the center there, which will be that one, or over here. That one goes in here, which is that one. Okay, so I'm going to take my time. The instructions are really well labeled, so I'm going to take my time, do all that. Here's the description of what you're going to do. So I'm going to put everything where it goes. Then from there, we can go into the car, and I'll actually take out the screen and the little box, and we'll start putting this on there. All right, so we got all the connectors, as you can see. It's pretty straightforward. Honestly, if you didn't have the instructions, you could figure it out, because they only go to where they fit. So got to plug all those in. The antenna adapter, of course, goes in the antenna slot. GPS goes there. And it does, the little box does come with 3M kind of self-adhesive, so you can stick it somewhere. I'm going to test it first before I do any of that. And then now, make sure this doesn't fall. Like I said, I got all the bolts off. This is the top one, so you just have one pigtail there that you got to undo. Then the bottom one, this is where the shifter gets in the way. So this is where you can move your shifter back, or if you've got a manual, it won't really be in the way. You can just move it. Now you got to pull that out, and this is going to have more pigtails in the back. So let me actually do that, because I need two hands, and I'll show you the pigtails once they're out that you got to do. But like I said, it comes out quite a bit, but not enough, so you got to kind of stick your hand in there and unclip them. This one's easy, but this one's a little bit more difficult. And then once those are out, we should be able to just plug and play everything to the original harness over here and give it a test. All right, so as you can see, again, this is the one for the screen on the top. Then these three, so we have the big one, smaller one, so they go like this on this factory piece, and then the antenna. The antenna's kind of hard, you gotta just pull on it. This one has got the tabs on the top, both of them, so if you put your hand to the bottom, push it, you should be able to slide it out. And this piece is kind of heavy, so just be aware of that, so that's what you gotta get off. And we're gonna throw this back here. Make sure not to damage the factory one, just in case. All right, perfect. So now, I'm going to look over the instructions one more time just in case, but we should be able to just plug all this over there, and we should be able to test it out, see how it works before we put everything back together. One thing, though, I forgot to mention, is you do have to switch over these clips onto the new one. So get like a flat head, and then just kind of carefully slide it out and put it on the new one. That way you can clip on the new radio onto these slots here. So let's test it out before we'll do all that, and then we'll swap the clips and put everything back together. Got the accessory mode on. I did try the AC controls, all that good stuff. Volume works perfect. If you turn on your lights, which is really cool, I got the wireless Android Auto already hooked up. If you turn on your lights, it dims it, turns on the lights are on here, and it makes everything dark mode on the Android Auto. That's awesome. Turn it off, goes back on. So everything's working nice. AC controls seem to be working. Of course, not until I drive it and actually try the AC and stuff, I'll know. But everything seems to be working perfect. So now, moment of truth. I'm going to swap out all the clips and I'm going to mount that GPS thing somewhere in there. But first, I'm going to make sure it fits in the hole here. And if it does, I think we're set. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Everything's working perfect on the instructions here. If you guys want to do Android Auto, you just got to go to the Tink 5 APK app, and it does automatically. Simple as that. And that's it's awesome. I guess it's got a bunch of like online themes and whatnot that you can play with. This one's kind of cool. But yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll start putting everything together and see if this, honestly, the cheapest radio I can find on Amazon, if it works, then this isn't bad for $140. So let's make sure it fits, and then we'll do an official, final install on this thing. All right, so great news. Clipped on like nothing. I'm actually hooking up to the Wi-Fi now to see what themes we can get. I need to figure out where to run these USB ports. I might run it through the bottom, pull them out through over here, or maybe through the handbrake boot. I don't know. As soon as I decide something, I'll show you guys, but we're going to run these two. But other than that, we just got to put the bolts on the bottom, and we are golden. So far, so good. So let me actually get everything back together, make sure it continues working, and we'll do a final, review of this thing. But so far, I am impressed. So let me put everything back together and see the final product. All right, so as you can see, got everything back together. The only minor flaw or design is it sticks out farther than the bezel. However, I managed to, it barely clears, but I managed to run this to over here, and she can just tuck it over here. So if she wants to plug in her phone, she can just put it over here. Figured I don't want to do the driver's side because you don't want wires over here with your feet. So at least over here on the passenger side, you can, if you want to plug in your phone, you can. So we're going to leave that there. I did try the AC, that's off, that's on, the position. It'll tell you on the screen what it's doing. Temperature actually tells you in degrees. You can do auto, which actually this one doesn't have auto, so it's not going to work because it's a base model. But you can do the fan up, down, the AC is over here, the defroster, and circulation, so it works nice. Got your volume here, your menu, navigation, all that stuff. So I will say I am beyond impressed. I'll put the link down below, the one that I bought. This isn't a sponsored video or anything like that. You got your wireless Android Auto, everything's working. It's crazy. Even if you open your door, I'll let that wipe out. Watch this. Come on. It tells you on the screen. It's pretty sweet. I'm impressed. Of course, I haven't tried the mic yet. I'll probably have to try that with my fiance. But for $140 to convert your base model into, wireless Android Auto, wireless CarPlay, you even just might have Bluetooth actually connected to the Wi-Fi. It's like a little mini tablet in a sense, like an Android tablet. So you can download themes and stuff. I haven't messed with the wallpapers quite yet. But I will say, definitely if you guys are looking for an affordable, touchscreen, because I know there's better ones out there like Dynavan and all that stuff. I've never had the honor of using them. However, they look similar to me, and if this one works, of course, in the long run, we'll see how long this one actually lasts and how it works. But for the price that we paid for it, that is not bad at all. Not bad. I am impressed. Looks much better. It upgraded the interior a lot. Got a big old screen in there. So, hope you guys like this video. I know it was short. I couldn't really film because my fiance was actually doing some testing, so she couldn't help me film. But, it's pretty straightforward. Honestly, straightforward. This took me all about 30 minutes to do. That's nothing. So, of course, if you do the backup camera, which I will do eventually, and if I do that, I'll give you guys an update on how the radio's doing and how to do the actual backup camera. Because I'm going to save the instructions in the box, and we'll actually run everything nice and neat to the back bumper. So I'll do that in the future once probably the weather warms up and stuff. But that's going to do it for today's video. So if you guys are looking for the cheapest, best radio upgrade for your S197 Mustang, this is it. I mean, I am Saw some mixed reviews. I mean, I tried one already before that. I didn't record that. Didn't even fit. This one popped up on Amazon one time. Actually had good reviews on it. So I was like, give it a shot. And it was $140. So I don't know once I do the link what the price is going to be on it. But it's still not up there. I mean, I know the Dynavan, you get, it's quality stuff, but it is pricier than, this is going to be. So the only thing is, if you guys are doing like the Dyna Performance Dash Kit or any of those carbon fibers, I don't know if this is like the same sizing. So if you can do like a carbon fiber overlay on this, that I wouldn't know. But other than that, I am impressed with this. It's not a sponsor video whatsoever. Easiest install I've done for radio. Literally, you just got to put all the connectors where they fit, and that's it. You plug everything into the factory pigtails, and you're good to go. Everything worked out of the box, which I'm impressed. Read your instructions, because the apps don't necessarily say like Android Auto or stuff like that. It's the app EPTK or something like that I showed you guys the instructions. Once you're in there, you don't even have to use like the actual interface of the tablet per se, because that's technically what this is. It just does the Android Auto, and you can just use your Amazon Music, Spotify, your Google Maps, your Apple Maps, whatever Apple uses, and you're good to go. So, as always, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.